What is up, ladies and gents, Ghost here, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about the reputation system within Hardline, just really explain how that system works, because there has been quite a few changes coming over from Battlefield 4. Now it seems this system gets a new rendition with every Battlefield game. So first off, of course, we had Battlefield 3, and that had the squad perk system, where you would unlock various perks by leveling up, and you could equip any one of those perks in your loadout, and that would be spread and would be active on your entire squad. Now the issue with this system was that multiple people would often have the same perk running in your squad, thereby providing no additional benefit. And even though you talked to those people and said, hey man, do you want to change your perk because we're running the same one, they often wouldn't answer you, they wouldn't respond, and you just really ended up wasting your time. So moving on, we then had Battlefield 4, where they introduced the field upgrade system. Now, differing to Battlefield 3's picking of one perk, the field upgrade system allowed you to work together as a squad to accomplish objectives and essentially rank up. Now, the catch was that when your squad wiped, so every member of your squad would die, you would lose all of the progression in your field upgrade tree. So you would always start with the base level. So if you had the defensive tree, you would have the defensive armor perk, which was, of course, very good to have. But the other three levels weren't really active on your soldier all too often, because you had to have a pretty decent squad in order to make that happen, and you all had to stay alive. So a few years later, we have now arrived at Battlefield Hardline, and once again, this system has seen quite a number of changes. So first of all, this system is now called the reputation system, not the squad perk system. Now you'll notice in the bottom right of my screen here as I play, there are 4 little boxes indicating 4 separate perks that you can have, and to the left of that is a small reputation bar. Now you can fill up this reputation bar by completing anything objective orientated. So if you steal money from the safe on Blood Money, you pick up the package on Heist, for example, that will fill up the gauge. Now once that gauge fills up completely, you will hit reputation level 1, and as you'll probably have noticed, a little on-screen indication will pop up letting you select 1 out of 2 different perks. Now these perks vary depending on the class that you're playing for all 4 of them. Some perks are shared across multiple classes, but I'd say 60-70% of them are class unique. So this isn't actually something that you pick in the loadout like you did in Battlefield 3 and 4, rather it's something that you have to choose on the fly within the game itself. Now this has been implemented in a fairly slick manner, at least on PC. All you need to do is hold Q and then swipe your mouse to the left or right in order to choose the corresponding perk. However, I do feel that it interferes with gameplay, especially if you're a new player, you don't know the perks, and you sort of want to sit there holding Q down and reading the perks, getting to know what they do, reading the description, ultimately choosing which one you want to take, because it is actually going to last you the remainder of that round. So when these pop up, of course, you're curious as to what they are and what they do, and this often leads to players getting killed while they're reading their perks. So it is a little bit cumbersome, but once you get used to it, you get to know what the perks are and what they do without having to read them. It is a pretty quick process. Just hit Q, swipe to the left or swipe to the right, and pick whichever perk you like. Now one thing I do like that they've done with this in Hardline is that once you reach a certain level of perk, then you will have it for the remainder of the round. However, if you've almost filled up the reputation bar in order to unlock the next perk, and then you die, you will lose all of that reputation experience, if you will. So that gauge will go back down again to 0. Now the amount of points it takes for you to score in order to get to the next level and unlock the next perk is always increasing. So it's pretty easy to get to level 1 and then level 2, but if you want to reach level 3 or 4, it of course has to be done within one single life, and you have to rack up quite a few points indeed. Something else to note is that this is not squad orientated. It isn't a shared collective experience gauge like it was in Battlefield 4. This is just your own personal experience here. It's also worth noting that getting to a reputation level of 4 or entirely unlocking all 4 of the perks is required for quite a number of syndicate achievements within the game, which in turn will unlock a number of different weapons for you. Now, one thing to bear in mind is that you won't actually have access to these perks when you start playing Hardline. You will have to work a little bit and play each of the classes in order to unlock the various perks that are available to them. So as you rank up and you unlock some of the bronze service stars, you will start to get access to more and more perks. So I think you unlock the first perk level with the first star, and the second star unlocks the second perk level, etc. until you unlock all 4 of them. Now I have to say, I really like the direction they've taken what the actual perks in Hardline do. In Battlefield 4, I kind of felt like most of the stuff you got was pretty damn useless. Okay, the armor perk was rather important for in the defensive tree, but after that, you really just got stuff like, you know, you would be less affected by suppression, you can carry an extra mine, carry an extra grenade, put down an extra ammo box. It was stuff that was like okay, but it doesn't really directly affect a one-on-one firefight. So you'll notice that a lot of the perks do seem like they're straight out of Battlefield 4, you know, you can carry extra C4, you can have reduced suppressive effects upon yourself and this, that and the other. But a lot of them now directly affect your weapon, so you can bring your weapon up faster and ADS quicker, you can bring your weapon up after sprinting into a hipfire position faster. And personally for me, 90% of the time those are the perks that I'm going to take, the ones that affect your primary weapon. So there you go guys, that's pretty much how the reputation system works. So if you were wondering about that, wondering what those boxes were down in the right corner, why you kept getting these weird perk pop-ups from time to time, then now you know. I suppose it's interesting to see how things are evolving through the different Battlefield games in regards to the perks. So I want to thank you guys very much for watching. Leave a like down below if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.